guys, I hope you're well, I hope you're socially distancing, and I hope most importantly you continue to wash your hands regularly, keep safe, and we'll see you back in school hopefully very soon. It's past the time I thought I would read you a story. It's a 5-part story, so if the first part, this part, goes well, then keep checking back for regular updates. This one is called The Character Strikes Back, and it's by an author called Tom Palmer. Here we go. Day 1. The Man in Black. It started on a Monday morning. I was about to go and work at a school. That's what I remember most. It was just another normal day. Except it wasn't a normal day. Not by a long way. A normal day for me is either sitting down to write for 3 or 4 hours, or visiting a school to do a talk. I'm an author. I write books for children. My books are usually about football, but there's more to them than that. Some of them are thrillers or crime stories, others are about families and friends. I've always thought that being an author was a good job, a brilliant job, and it is. It makes me happy, normally. So long as one of my characters doesn't come alive and decide to hunt me down. But that's exactly what happened. The school visit that Monday was great. I talked, ran a quiz, held a penalty shootout, and then took questions. It was during the question session that the day started to go a bit weird. I was talking to 100 or so children who were sitting in an assembly, with half a dozen teachers and teaching assistants at the back, 4 women and 2 men. The questions that the children asked were great. "Where do you get your ideas for foul play from?" was the first question, coming from a girl in the front row. One of my series is called Foul Play. It's about a boy called Danny and his friend Charlotte, and how they try to solve crimes. "Well, I read about real life crimes," I answered, like people burgling footballers or Russian billionaires who are trying to murder players. I research them on the internet. Once I've come across something that I think is really interesting, I make up stories based around the truth. "Do you use real names?" a boy asked me. "No," I said. "I might use real events, but I always change people's names. I'd get into trouble otherwise." It was while I was answering that question that I noticed one of the teachers at the back. He was tall and athletic, with dark curly hair, and was wearing black jeans and a black jacket. He was staring straight at me. Something about him looked familiar, like I'd seen him before. He looked angry, maybe a bit mad. Just a teacher, I thought. And the children were asking me more about research, so I forgot about it. Now, when I write a book, I try to visit the place where it's set. So when I wrote a book about an Italian football club owner who was trying to make everyone in the world support his team, I went to Milan to find places I could use for a setting. It was the same when I went to Moscow. I wanted to make up a Russian billionaire who was trying to kill England players so that Russia could beat England. I told the children about how I went to the poshest hotel in Russia to watch rich Russians, and how they all had private armies up with them, 4 or 5 armed men all dressed in black, and how when I was in this hotel they had watched me, and one of them even pointed his gun at me as a joke. This was all true, by the way. The children loved that. And the teachers seemed happy. But I did notice that the male teacher with dark hair was frowning at me. After my talk, one of the teachers kindly drove me to the station. Part of my talk is a penalty shootout, so I bring an inflatable goal with me, and it's quite heavy. It weighs about twice as much as my daughter, who is 6. I got onto the train and started the book I was reading. Half an hour later, I looked out of the window. It was nearly dark, and it was raining. Where I live, there are lots of hills. They are steep and, at dusk, when the sun is disappearing, they go black like cut-out silhouettes. I love that part of the day. When the train came into Todmorden, where I live, I glanced at the remaining passengers. Most of them were people on their way home from work in suits and long coats. There were two girls listening to the same iPod and a man talking on his mobile in a loud voice. I had a quick look at everyone before getting off and found myself face to face with the man from the back of the school hall. The man in black. And he was looking straight at me. I nodded, some sort of greeting, but he just kept staring. And immediately I felt something was wrong. Now, maybe I'm paranoid because I write crime stories, but you don't usually see the same person in two different places on the same day. And if you do, they usually smile or nod back. As soon as the train stopped, I jumped off holding my huge bag over my shoulder. Now I had to walk in the dark, in the rain, nearly a mile to my house. I walked quickly and didn't look back. There was a wind driving up the main road in Todmorden, so I kept my head down. And when I got home, I went in quickly and shut the door and bolted it, still unnerved by the man on the train. Back to normality. Some food with the family, a cup of tea and a chat with my wife, a bedtime story for my daughter. Once she was asleep, I locked up. Same routine every night. Check the locks on the front and back door. Check the cookers on. Check the rabbits and hamster are still alive. Read for half an hour. And then, just after I've switched the light off, I open the blind to make sure that the front gate is shut. And there he was, the man in black, standing in the road under a streetlight. Then once he'd seen me walking away down the road, back into town. Thanks for listening. Hopefully I shall see you soon. Bye bye.